Oh, hey there. Thanks for coming back. It's Christian again, just looking to bring you some more Dynasty content. After week 16, going into week 17, we're just going to look at some of these performances from this past week and kind of see what we can take away from it. And to start off, big game Joe Burrow. Holy smokes. What an incredible performance by that man yesterday. Absolutely showing out in a division game against Baltimore. Just proving that he is, one of these young talent, one of the many young talented quarterbacks we have in this league today. But he just continues to show he just doesn't. The game does not phase him. It does not speed up around him. The game is just. It looks easy at times for him, and it's incredible. Yesterday was just such a testament to that. Um, and like I said, I mean, a division game, a big game. Next week he's going to go against Kansas City, so you expect for him to show up again. Tough defense, but we'll see. And, that's what makes him somebody that you want to try to invest in Dynasty. I mean, he's going to have performances like this consistently with that offense that he has built around him, that young offense that he has built around him. Yesterday, he used Jamar Chase. He used T. Higgins. He used Tyler Boyd. I mean, Joe Mixon was involved in the running game and the passing game yesterday, which we hadn't seen the passing game stuff in a while. So that was nice to see. But, Joe Burrow, if you have Joe Burrow in Dynasty after yesterday, you have to be absolutely excited for what's to come. Uh, that's really it for the quarterback position. Jumping into running backs, we got a few guys we want to talk about here, just looking forward. And I'm going to start with the bad James Robinson and the Achilles injury. And that does hurt his dynasty value, not just because the type of injury, but other stuff that goes with it is the fact that he was undrafted. Not a lot of draft capital with him already. Gonna have a new coaching staff. We talked about this last week. The new coaching staff coming in. Darrell Bevell said he wanted to use him. Darrell Bevell might not even be there next year. So new team, new coaching staff coming in, and Travis Etienne is probably going to get more looks than what we thought coming into this week, just because of this injury. It's a tough injury to come back from, and all the best to James Robinson. You hope for a speedy recovery, but it's tough, and we just have to go ahead thinking that he might not be in those future plans on dynasty rosters. So it's might be a good time to start thinking of what you can do to kind of pivot from there. Sticking with kind of the same idea, not really idea, but injury, is Cam Akers. What? People said that buy low window was coming to a close. We didn't know it was going to close this quick, because it is it's pretty incredible that just 5 months removed from the Achilles injury, he was already activated. He's not going to have an impact now, but come playoff time for them, we can really see what he's capable of doing. And now that Darrell Henderson is out, Sonny Michel is running like a madman, and Sonny Michel is somebody that we do have to pay a lot more attention to now, especially going into this offseason where he's going to be a free agent and he is going to get a starting role somewhere. He just has to. But Cam Akers, he definitely shot up a bit on my rankings this week just because of how quick he was able to turn around. You see all these videos out there of him, just in his recovery process, and it's incredible to watch. And I'm excited to see it. Next is going to be Rashad Penny. Oh, wow, Rashad Penny showed up again. Another 130 plus rushing yard performance for Rashad Penny, and it is incredible to see what he is capable of doing when he is on the field. I'm not going to make the medical tent joke again, but he is getting, and DJ Dallas is getting an okay share in the backfield, but with what he's doing, there's no way they can take any snaps away from him. A pretty good Chicago defense. And they didn't have Akeem Hicks up front, which makes it a little easier for them, but that's still not a pushover defense. And he was still able to dominate on the ground. So, like I said, something to look forward to. Obviously, it's not really somebody you really want to go out there and hope to build your dynasty team around. You don't do that. Rashad Penny's not that guy. But who knows? Who knows what he's capable of? I've spoken about this a few times already. Running backs are so tough to come by. So when you could find one, you want to take that chance, you take that chance. Just because you never know who can pop off at any time. Next running back I want to talk about is Nick Chubb. For me, personally, Nick Chubb is just always that guy. Super dependable. You know what you're going to get from him. PPR really isn't the format for him, but after this past week, how can you say that? He was so involved in that passing game. It was incredible. And Baker Mayfield looks like absolute trash, but Nick Chubb is that offense, and it's really fun to watch him run. With that offensive line, he went up a few spots in my rankings this week. He jumped a couple people I never thought he would jump just because of the way that their games are. But if he's going to continue to be utilized in the backfield, in the passing game, you've got to take that into account. And last running back I want to touch on is Saquon Barkley. And I am having a tough time justifying, keeping Saquon near the top of, well, not top, but in the top 12-ish range of running backs going forward. New York is not a good football team. They are not good. That offense is bad. The offensive line is bad. The quarterback is bad. The coaching staff is bad. The front office is bad. It's just all bad. No good. It is so tough to watch him try to run on that team, and it just doesn't. You see some of these runs that he has, and it looks like he's about to burst, and then he falls. He trips. I mean, he gets hit behind the line more often than not. It's just, Saquon's just not that guy anymore. And, going forward, dynasty-wise, you could only hope that he gets moved this offseason. But it's not going to happen. He's still got a year left on that deal. New front office is probably going to come in. Who knows what the quarterback situation is, even though they already said Joe Judge and Daniel Jones will be back. You just never know. It's all talk. Urban Meyer wasn't supposed to get fired in season, and he's gone. Saquon, I personally would not look to try to buy low on him either. That's kind of just, if you have him, you got to hold him, wait to see what could possibly come from it. But I'd stay away. Next, wide receiver position, and we're going to start with A.J. Brown, because there has been a lot of slander on the man's name. A.J. Brown is the man. Oh man, that's crazy. What a game. And against a defense that was actually performing pretty well. These past couple games, San Francisco's not a pushover. It's a good defense. And Ryan Tannehill was peppering him with targets. And you have to anticipate that going forward. I mean, who else is on that offense that is reliable? Because, Julio Jones miraculously was able to play this week after leaving last week's game with the same hamstring injury. An absolute surprise to me. That was kind of like Rex Burkhead last week was not supposed to play, and then all of a sudden he had a great game. Super quiet, but it happens. But A.J. Brown, wow, just solidifying the fact that he is a top receiver in Dynasty. And with the age, Derrick Henry will be coming back, so it'll open up more for him. It's positive looking forward for A.J. Brown. And so, T. Higgins, hello. What an incredible game. Him and Joe Burrow, I mean, just the connection that offense has, the youthfulness to that offense, that is so fun to watch. And T. Higgins is such an incredible athlete. The way that he went up and caught that ball at peak between two defenders in the middle of the field yesterday was insane. He is such a talented receiver, and sometimes he gets overshadowed by Jamar Chase, which is justifiably so. Jamar Chase is having a great rookie season, over 1,000 yards, only going to get better, and there's a reason why. But T. Higgins is no pushover, and the Bengals have 2 top 12 Dynasty wide receivers on their team. In my rankings, of course. But, I mean, you've got to think it's more than just my rankings at this point. T. Higgins has absolutely showed out, and he continues to show out even after that slow start he had to the year. I mean, it's a process. It takes time. And with that time, you're seeing it happen now. I mean, like I said, such an incredible athlete. He can be used all over the field. It's very fun to watch. And last week, I mentioned a quarterback that is going to be, you have to think he's going to be given a starting opportunity next year based off of what he's done this year. I mean, the best rookie quarterback this season, and that's Davis Mills. But with Davis Mills' production, no Brandon Cooks this week, and Nico Collins stepped up again. I'm not saying he made such a drastic jump or anything, but Nico Collins is somebody that I liked coming out, and I looked to try to acquire him in many places that I didn't have him, just because a lot of people were down on him, and I understand. I mean, it's Houston. That offense, nobody knew what was going to come from it. It's not a good offense, but they're fighting each and every week, and they've got a lot of young guys on that team that are trying to make a name for themselves, and Nico Collins is one of those guys. He's very talented, and he is somebody that maybe you can buy low on him. Who knows? Take that shot. You never know with these guys. Wide receivers is, for me personally, that's the position I try to build off in a dynasty team. And Nico Collins is a great complementary wide receiver to have that you can stick in your flex. Especially if he's going to continue working with Davis Mills, they're going to build that connection. And who knows what can come from it. He could be a solid flex option. Like I said, and I always say, you never know. Take the chance if you can. Don't overpay. Buy low. See what it costs to get him. I cannot imagine it costs that much. Last player I want to touch on, tight end position, and that is Dalton Schultz. In that Cowboys offense, the shellacking that they put on the Washington football team was absolutely incredible. Hats off to them for trying. They tried. No, they did not. But Dalton Schultz is such a reliable target in that offense for Dak, and he's going to be a free agent coming into this offseason. He's priced himself out of Dallas's range. No matter how much money Jerry Jones thinks he has, he still has to follow those rules. Dalton Schultz is somebody that I can see going to LA Chargers and pairing up with a Justin Herbert. That'll be incredibly fun to watch. Or even a team like the Colts. Carson Wentz loves his tight ends, and Mo Alie-Cox is gone. I think Jack Doyle has one more year on that contract, but they can get out of that very easily. Bring in a Dalton Schultz, and he's gonna, whatever offense he steps into next year, he's gonna have a role, and his game plays. It'll be interesting to see. Dalton Schultz, he's kind of just hiding in the middle of a lot of people's dynasty rankings, and it's a good opportunity to kind of see I can't imagine it cost, like Nico Collins, I can't imagine it costs too much unless you're in tight end premium, but Dalton Schultz is somebody I'm going to be actively looking to acquire this offseason, really no matter what offense he steps in, because like I said, you have to think he's going to have a pretty good role wherever he goes. So that'll be it kind of for this week, looking at these performances, like I said. But for the new year at Triple Play Fantasy, we are going to be pumping out a ton of great content covering a lot of different sports, a lot of different topics, dynasty, redraft, just general sports. But one thing I'm going to be doing is I am going to be looking at future value for some players that we are just kind of confused on going into this next year, because we all know we are addicts when it comes to fantasy, especially dynasty. As soon as this season's over, we're already looking for next season. And there are some players out there that we just don't know how to value them going into next year. Whether it be trade or, a startup draft, you want to start seeing what you want to do with your roster, who you're trying to bring in, who you're trying to sell off, but you don't know their value. Drop their names in the comment below. Reach out to me on Twitter. Reach out to Triple Play Fantasy on Twitter. Let us know who you are trying to find out the value for. Let us help you. We are more than happy to do so. Like I said, drop the names in the comment below on this video. Tweet at me, slide in my DMs at @ccrest_26. Hit me with as many names as you want. We're going to go ahead and we're going to help you out and get you ready for that next season. But thanks again. I'm going to go ahead and finish this cigar. Salute to Joe Burrow, and I'll see you guys next time.